got money now!
Tonight will be financed by the shit I couldn't buy last year. I used to check my balance twice before I ordered one more beer. Had overdraft protection like a bodyguard who never showed. Every Friday hit my checking account and Monday left it bones. I learned to make $1 stretch till Washington was 6'4". Then somewhere in the wreckage I got real good at being wrong. Started buying everybody's panic while they couldn't sell it fast enough. I got money now. Tell the landlord kiss my ass. I spent years behind the market. Now the market pays me back. I got money now. Let the whole damn ticker bleed. I used to pray my card went through. Now my money works for me. I knew the price of everything, cause every dollar had a name. Could read a balance like a eulogy before I learned to read a trade. So when the whole world lost its nerve and every exit disappeared, I've been living in a bear market for the better part of 7 years. I bought fear wholesale, sold confidence retail, turned a graveyard of positions into something I could someday sell. I got money now. Tell the landlord kiss my ass. I spent years behind the market. Now the market pays me back. I got money now. Let the whole damn ticker bleed. I used to pray my card went through. Now my money works for me. I got money now. Tell the landlord kiss my ass. I spent years behind the market, and now the market pays me back. I got money now. Let the whole damn ticker bleed. I used to pray my card went through. Now my money works for me.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where it's a beautiful Friday, August the 14th, TGIF. Happy Friday, happy Payday Friday. We're giving away some cash. We're giving away some accounts today. So if you haven't done it already, go to the Twitter page, look at the link pinned to the top of chat. But all you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. And you're going to have your shot at some cold hard cash. You're going to have your shot at some prop accounts. Shout out to Vanquish. Shout out to TBT. They are the partner of today's stream. So show them a little bit of love with that code Goonie. Other than that, what a week it's been. What a week it has been. We hit record highs and we're at them again. Basically, Micron, these memory plays, Micron, SanDisk, they're waking up. We have some news on Netflix, even though it's been down for about half a year. We have a big buyer stepping in, so I want to talk about that one. Interesting setups across the board. We just got some sort of alert. We just took out some form of a high. Oh, the Qs are now actually above the high from yesterday. So a little bit of a downside gap fill there. Lots to get into, lots to chit chat about. But before we do any of that, before we really get mentally and spiritually ready for the world's largest casino to be opening in a mere 24 minutes, I need you guys to do me a huge, huge favor. And I'm not asking you to like, subscribe, turn on. I'm not asking you guys that, even though you should be doing that. Folks, for us to be successful in today's market environment, we need as much luck as we can possibly have. If you are not wearing your luckiest shirt today, I don't know what to tell you. I'm wearing my Piper shirt. I'm doing everything possible. I have all phases of Piper ready to go. All 5 different variants of Piper. I'm ready. I'm doing what I can, but by myself, I'm a mere mortal. I can't influence the market by myself, but with you guys, with your assistance, if we are all wearing our luckiest clothing, just maybe we could actually pull this off together. So if you need to, whatever, not bring your kids to school, if you need to leave work and then come back, whatever you're doing, I beg of you, put on your lucky clothes because we're going to need it. We're absolutely going to be needing it just to see if we could end this week halfway through the month of August on a very, very positive note. So with that in mind, as you guys are taking a break to do what you need to, let me show you what's going on in the market. SPY is green near the all-time high. Q's not near the all-time high, but is above the high from yesterday. Micron really waking up. We have some news on Netflix, and SanDisk is also crushing. So memory stocks are very much back in play. So we're going to get into the specifics of individual equities, the overall market, but first we've got to take a step back and talk about some of the major news. U.S. sending fresh aircraft carrier to the Middle East amid Iran war strain. The USS George Washington is set to replace the USS Abraham Lincoln, which has been deployed for more than about 250 days. You know, I know this isn't really the purpose of this particular story, but does anyone else find it incredible that not only were these guys, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, like phenomenal presidents, but they had the time to build their own aircraft carrier? Like, what? Geez. And they're still, I mean, we're talking these aircraft carriers. I assume they built them before they became president, because like, how would you have time to build your own aircraft carrier after being president? They're hundreds of years old. So the fact that these gentlemen not only were massive in U.S. history for really, really good reason, but they also built aircraft carriers, and they also built aircraft carriers that have, I assume, been on the sea for hundreds of years and withstood everything between now and then, like that whole time. Dude, shout out to them. And just kind of like, you know how everyone says like, oh, we all have the same like 24 hours in the day? Dude, like they really took advantage of their 24 hours. They really, really did. Far impressive. I know that's not like the purpose of this. I just want to let you know that same thing going into another weekend. We still have this to deal with. I myself, I'm getting tired of it, but just it is the news, and one of these days maybe we're gonna have an agreement between the two, but it's been quite a while. Treasury yields rise as U.S. threatens Iran with more economic sanctions. So there are far-reaching implications of it. And remember, as we are talking about our own bond yield situation, as we're talking about our own inflation situation, obviously there's strain here with Iran. It costs money, but then also globally, because don't forget the yen, that whole thing is going a little bit crazy. U.S. readies unprecedented economic isolation plan for Iran. Apparently, Tehran right now, it's not so fun being there because apparently it's very expensive to live life there.
Oil is flat this morning as traders monitor efforts to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Fresh attacks on tankers and energy infrastructure have kept the market on edge. And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the U.S. will roll out unprecedented economic measures against Iran next week. So for more on all of this, we're now joined by Stuart Livingstone Wallace, Bloomberg's head of the Middle East and North Africa. Stuart, the U.S. is resorting to economic pressure, not just Scott Bessent saying this, President Trump also bringing back that argument. So what else do we know about what kind of economic pressure the U.S. is thinking about?
So, I mean, look, we don't know because it's coming next week. And it's going to be very hard to guess in advance because Iran is probably one of the most sanctioned countries on the planet. You know, they've had 4+ decades of sanctioning thousands of individuals, more or less chopping off all trade. So we presume they'll go after shadow banking. We presume they'll go after crypto if they can. That's a very difficult one, but that clearly is, you know, heavily relied on by the Iranians. And potentially third party as well, you know, so-called secondary sanctions. So they go after the trade partners. But the difficulty they face is there are fewer and fewer countries now trading with Iran. You know, I think everyone kind of got the message that they're going to be cut out of the SWIFT system if that continued. So we'll see what they come up with.
And that deal between Iran and Oman, it's been in final stages for the past, for the final stages of us discussing it. What exactly is happening there?
Again, we don't particularly know the details of it. We presume there's some to and fro over the details with regard to authority, who gets to make final decisions, potentially about how you collect fees. But there may also be an issue here with who exactly signs off on the deal. So I think from the Omani side, that's fairly straightforward. From the Iranian side, you've seen over the last week there's been a whole raft of appointments and reappointments and people demoted and promoted. So there clearly is a fairly serious change of control within Iran and definitely competition between various factions. So it may be, and this is speculation, but it may be that they're sort of waiting to make a final decision because they're kind of reordering the deck chairs, as it were.
With that in mind, obviously, we are running an unprecedented economic isolation plan for Iran. And you guys are probably sitting there drinking your coffee, getting ready for work, driving your kids to school, doing whatever you're doing on this Friday, and you're thinking to yourself, but Matt, how is Iran responding back to that? What are they doing? This is not a country that is known to roll over and just take it. You're right. You are 100% right. And this time, they're not responding with isolation, economic isolation of us. They're not responding with missiles or attacks in a physical sense. What they are doing is responding with memes. So this is from Iran's Twitter page, and they are making fun of Operation Taco and how he hit on the whole plane thing, which if you haven't seen that, dive into it. But yeah, their response is basically making fun of how he's fat, is always tacoing out, and loves Diet Coke. This is the size of the place where the coward Trump hid during Operation Taco, where he secretly moved from the presidential plane to another plane by hiding in a food and drinks cart. So pretty brutal response. It is leaking from the actual battlefield onto the internet. So I don't know how we're going to respond that in the digital format, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out what the response actually is. And I just want to be very clear. This was posted from around 1.5 million followers. Like, this is Iran's account, and they're posting the meme about Donald Trump is tacoing out. This world, it's crazy. This is an absolute wild time to be alive. All right. And carry traders are exploiting intervention to rebuild yen short. So that's still a thing. USD, JPY right here. It's weakening, not so good. So we're going to see which way it does or doesn't go. So maybe we're going to have to step back in. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But here's the latest on the whole yen carry trade. Japan's inflation paradox is creating winners and losers.
On a Saturday afternoon, thousands of people packed this convention center in Tokyo for an investment expo, looking for new ways to build wealth, from real estate to cryptocurrencies to gold coins. Among the speakers, one influencer tells the audience she accumulated $431,000 in wealth while still in her early 30s. She used to earn only $1,200 in her 20s. She's part of a shift in how Japanese people are choosing to invest instead of save. For 3 decades, Japan unleashed economic stimulus while prices and the economy stayed flat. Now inflation is back around the central bank's 2% target, and it's looking like it's here to stay. With rising prices, profits are growing. Workers are getting the strongest wage gain in decades. The stock market is near historic highs, thanks in part to the AI boom. And with it, animal spirits appear to be coming back.
Animal spirits.
With everything happening around the world, I worry about my financial future, whether I'll be able to support myself while I'm working and after retirement. I wanted to reduce that uncertainty, so I became interested in investing.
The benchmark Nikkei 225 index has surged over 20% so far this year, and first-time investors who piled into stocks with the help of a government tax-free savings program have ridden the wave. It's helping fuel a growing narrative of Japanese dynamism.
Japan is back.
But there are fears that inflation is also worsening inequality. Analysis by Nomura shows consumption in 2025 for the top 20% of the population far outpaced that for other groups. Chieko Sugai lives in Murakami, a 5-hour drive from Tokyo. The 72-year-old widow finds surviving on a pension of around $670 a month increasingly difficult.
The
price of kerosene rose to 180 yen, and I was really shocked. That was what worried me the most. I used to be able to keep my heating cost under 30,000 yen somehow, but suddenly I had to pay 36,000 yen. That took a big chunk out of the money I have to live on from my pension. It is quite hard.
Sugai isn't alone. This food truck driver sees a wider trend.
People used to shop without paying much attention to prices, but now they're asking, how much is this? And checking their wallets before deciding what to buy. Because many of our customers are senior citizens living on pensions, they're the ones hit the hardest. That's why we can't increase prices too drastically.
For households with lower incomes, the weak yen is expected to continue eroding savings.
A weak yen is great for the stock market because it improves earnings, but at the same time it's bad for the Japanese people because Mr. and Mrs. Watanabe is losing purchasing power.
A Yomiuri poll in July saw Prime Minister Takaichi's popularity plunge to 57% from a high of 69%. Among respondents, 71% said their major concern was the cost of living. Takaichi has sought to cushion the blow of higher prices with subsidies and has decided to suspend the sales tax on food. The question is how much those measures will resonate with Japanese voters. Sherian, Bloomberg, Tokyo.
I thought that was actually a really good piece, and it does, in my opinion, a solid effort at explaining the complexity of the situation. So I know for us, we a lot of the times are looking at the yen as it relates to the US dollar, and even as they alluded to within that piece, kind of talking about like, what does it actually mean for earnings? But remember, obviously, if we're talking about a currency, it doesn't live in a vacuum. It's not like it just matters what the trade is with the USD. What matters there is also the people, and Japan does have this long history of YCC, yield curve control, and they're kind of unwinding from that. And for the first time in like 3 decades, their market hit a new all-time high, started to do all this crazy stuff, but that also is generally accompanied with inflation. So there's people who, the newer age, quote unquote, newer age, who have been kind of riding this and like, okay, this is like generally a lot of times people use assets to try to battle inflation. You don't want to sit in just your own currency because it's always going to get devalued in an inflationary, expansive environment. So they're riding their markets high to kind of not only gain value, but at minimum attempt to retain value. But then there is kind of this K-shaped situation, and you probably hear that a lot in the U.S., this K-shaped economy, which we could discuss that later, and maybe it's right, maybe it's not. But my point is that there is the older group who they're locked into certain pensions, and as prices are going up, their pensions aren't going up. So there are being people left in the dust. So these political decisions of how you want to run your economy do have like lasting impacts all the way from the individual level to like global trade. It's all very important. It's very complicated. And this interconnection is important for more people to understand. But anyway, the one thing that I really want to dive into is more of the younger crowd in Japan. Retail trading has been kind of popular already for the past, what we'll call it like the past decade, past 5 years in Japan and South Korea. But I guess it's doing nothing but like just getting more and more popular. So the way we see these graphs of whatever, like 0 DTE options in the US, and yesterday we talked about Gen Z is doing all this sports betting. I guess this is just how the new age, this is what people want to do. It's not just isolated to the US, but we are seeing it on a global scale. All right. So pay attention to the yen. That is farther reaching impacts, but I do want to point out, coming back to our market, SPX, the S&P 500, we did hit a record high yesterday, and as of now, it looks like we might be gearing up for another record high today. Remember, when the market hits record highs, we hit one on the 5th, we hit one yesterday, probably going to hit another one today. Remember, they're commonly clustered together. If you had some sort of chart that was expressing when we hit new highs and then also the time in between them, you'd see a bunch of clustering together. together and then not for a while. A bunch of clustering together and then not for a while. It's rare to be like hitting a high, like you go up, you hit a high, take out the previous one, and then you just don't come back to it. It obviously can happen, but generally when you start to hit new highs, the saying is new highs beget new highs. So something to definitely pay attention to. Now for today, we had retail sales less than expected. They expected growth of 0.2. It was a drop of 0.3 core month over month. And then the headline, they expected an increase of 0.1, and it was a drop of 0.6. So retail sales definitely taking a noteworthy hit this morning, but that came out all at 8:30. Around 10, we're going to have a little bit of movement, but in terms of major events, we're pretty much done on the week. With respect to individual equities, we're still in earnings season, albeit it is slowing down. The major one that people are still waiting on is going to be NVIDIA. But in terms of a high percentage of the market cap of the S&P 500, we're already kind of donezo. But that doesn't mean we have interesting news. Reddit stock jumps on inclusion into the S&P 500. So if you look at RDDT, that's the ticker for Reddit. It is currently up 11% exclusively because it is being included into the S&P 500. For those of you who maybe haven't been heard this before, maybe it hasn't been explained to you, when stocks get put into a bigger index, that's generally received very well. And then when they get kicked out of an index or demoted into a smaller one, that's generally met with bearishness. The reason for this is because if you think about what the S&P 500 is, the S&P 500 is actually SPX. This is the theoretical measure of roughly 500 companies and what they're doing, and these companies are thought to best represent the economy. But remember, this is the index, which is like just the theoretical movement. It's like theoretically perfect. But then there's many ETFs such as SPY that has the actual stocks in it. So think about this. When it is announced that Reddit's going to be included, well, for the SPY to be proper, well, it's going to have to literally sell what Reddit was replacing and then go out and buy Reddit. And that's just one. You have the same thing with VU. And then actually you can multiply this out by not only many other ETFs, but then there's many like funds who they just run it internally, their own version of SPY, their own version of the NASDAQ, things like that. So you have a lot of people who are making their own versions, like these family offices that also have to go out and do the buying. So why is it commonly received with a bullish, I guess, response when something is included? Well, because literally people are now forced to buy. Anyone who is mimicking the S&P 500, whether it's a legit ETF or they're doing it with their own personal fund, they have to buy. And then obviously when you get kicked out, well, it's legit selling. You have bearishness because someone is now selling. So it's literally because of the balancing to properly match these indices, and depending on where they're put in, it might be a bigger one, might be a smaller one. So just wanted to share that. OpenAI's annualized revenue tops $40 billion ahead of its IPO. I was asking you guys yesterday if you were interested yourselves in getting involved in this IPO. It seems like it's going to be here sooner rather than later. OpenAI is on track to generate annualized revenue of more than $40 billion based on its current performance, roughly doubling its run rate from the end of 2025. The company's revenue has accelerated in recent months, driven in part by the growth of AI coding software, subscription sales, and basically advertising, but that's not the most exciting thing about OpenAI at all. It's new. OpenAI has seen a sharp uptick in demand for AI agents, including Codex for coding and ChatGPT work, and has cut prices on certain models to better compete for cost-conscious customers. So the numbers are growing. It seems very impressive. I think this and OpenAI are going to be some of the most hyped IPOs ever, and actually SpaceX. So I think back to back to back, we're going to have three of the most popular IPOs ever. I want to go on record saying this. I will buy a share on day one. I'm not going to invest on day one because it's probably going to go the way of SpaceX, where it's way too overhyped. It pops. Then there's a big hit. And then after a couple weeks, a couple months, it can finally find its foundation. So I like it as an investment. I legitimately do, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily investing on day one. I'll get involved on day one just to say I've been in there since day one, but just want to clarify my thoughts on everything. Netflix. This is a stock that for quite a while. What's up, Piper? You joining the show today? For the longest time, Netflix has just been getting destroyed from April until now. And then even before that, I mean, you could argue from September to roughly February, it's been down, down, down. And it's gone from 134 all the way to a low of 65, and it's recovering. But we got some news on Netflix. Billionaire investor Bill Ackman is returning to Netflix, taking a 3.15 million share position 4 years after his $400 million loss. This is kind of a famous story, but if you guys didn't know, Bill Ackman sold right here in June of 22, right before it ripped. So he was buying, decided he had too much pain, sold out here in June, and then it went on a godly run, and he missed every single aspect of it. Piper, I'm trying to do a show right now. This is a bit unprofessional, if you ask me. So let's see if he's going to fumble the bag again this time. The new position represents 4.9% of Pershing Square's portfolio and reflects Ackman's renewed confidence that Netflix has emerged victorious in the streaming wars. So I don't know if they're necessarily victorious, but I do believe this is just unfairly beaten down. I like this percentage drop. It went from 71 to 18 to 133, all the way back down to 65. I myself just created a new position on Netflix. I've been invested in it for a while. I thought buying it sub 100 was smart, and then I bought more at 80, and it kept dipping, and it got to the point where I was like, oh, maybe I should stop paying attention to it because this is getting painful. So I'm happy that it's starting to show some life, but I also just created an options position on it that is posted in the Discord, and honestly, it's looking pretty good thus far. So just wanted to share a little bit of individual equity news. If you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter. It is 100% free every single Sunday. So the next one will be this Sunday. I break down what's going on in the market. I give you that graphic for all the upcoming earnings. I give you all the major macroeconomic events for the upcoming week. And probably most useful to the day traders is the seasonality. And I do want to let you know, over the past 27 years, this day has been won by the bulls 54%. So a very small just edge of 4%. But what's interesting is the past couple years specifically have been noteworthy in how bullish they are. So I just wanted to quickly share that with all of you. All right, maybe more important is, don't forget, it is Payday Friday. If you are watching this, if you are listening to this, if you are feeling this show, don't forget to, all you have to do is like, retweet, and follow, and you're going to have your shot at not only some cold hard cash, but we're giving away some TPT accounts right now. Code Goonie gets you 40% off, no activation fee. And we're also giving away some Vanquish trader accounts, which is for options. Code Goonie gets you 20% off and no activation fee. So we're giving away 5 SIM-to-funded options accounts. Shout out to Vanquish. We're also giving away 5 SIM-to-funded futures accounts. Shout out to TPT. And then, of course, we're also giving away some of that cash. And I guess shout out to Piper, because Piper is the only reason I'm ever able to make money in the market, because she is, in fact, my good luck charm. And with that being said, I have about 30 seconds to go. We're going to watch some of these memory stocks because Micron's going crazy. SanDisk is going crazy. I have a position on one of 2 of these. Once again, that is shared in the Discord. By the way, if you want to trade with me, GoonieTrading.com. If you have any questions, use this contact page. But like I said, this is how you can sign up to trade in the Discord with me, get all my other information on that stuff. But if you have any questions, feel free to use this. And then, of course, if you want a free month, depending on my mood, you could always try to ask. I'm not promising anything, but you could always try to ask. Why not? It doesn't hurt. If you never ask, the answer is no. And on that note,
dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all, play responsibly, and if not, have fun.
Piper. What are you doing, girlie? You seeing the market today? You seeing the market? She seems a little tired, doesn't she? Like maybe she was out partying a little bit too much last night. What were you doing? You getting a little deep into Meow Mix? I guess she just must have not slept well. Feels like she was out maybe partying a little bit too hard. All right. Nap time. You're good. You can nap there. You're good. All right. What are we doing? What are we missing? Everything's breaking up, breaking down. I'm getting a lot of alerts. Let's do a little bit of this daily chart review. We are looking to hit a new all-time high today. I'll set an alert. It is 7816.7. That was hit yesterday. And I think at some point today, I do believe we're going to be seeing a new all-time high. The NASDAQ, not at an all-time high, but it is pushing yesterday's high already, and I'm looking for a technical breakout at 737. Bitcoin actually showing a little bit of weakness, continuing with this trend of lower highs and higher lows, still consolidating, not doing much. Broadcom, I was looking for Broadcom to really get ripping. I'm hoping this is just a pullback for a higher low, and I want that to get going. Lam Research, watching this breakout to see if it can hold. Netflix, we already talked about it. I want this to break 80. Micron is, it's up today. Red bar from open to now, we're down, but I just want you guys to know it's technically green. It is above where we closed yesterday. SanDisk doing even better, trying to get that breakout. Palantir continuing its rip ever since its earnings. NVIDIA, the biggest company in the world, is becoming even bigger. Meta trying to get this breakout. The last couple times it got a little bit funky, but maybe, just maybe, it can get its legs under it this time. Microsoft, a little bit of a red day, but overall a very impressive pump from 390 to 510, trading at 495. Rum trying to just continue on this green streak. SpaceX trying to continue on its green streak. AMD knocking on the door of a breakout, but it's been doing that for the past week and a half. Apple, maybe a double bottom, but be careful. I mean, 300, not the craziest buy, but you'd want that breakout of 316 for the upside gap fill at 329. Tesla is showing a little bit of green after getting clearly demolished, so just kind of waiting to see if that one can get its legs under it. Intel knocking on the door of a breakout. Amazon retreating from its all-time high post-earnings. Google, really messy path. Big drop, big pop, big drop, big pop, big drop. So kind of waiting to see, like overall, it's just kind of a lot of whipsaw, but waiting to see if it can develop a nice trend. TSM trying to hold that breakout. Hut is actually breaking down. Marvel trying to get that breakout. ASML, nice recovery from 1,500 to 800. I'm eyeing up that all-time high at 2,000. Salesforce, huge rip. A little bit of a red day today, but overall, a nice push from 150 to 204. Oracle trying to get its breakout, obviously getting demolished lately. Texas Roadhouse hitting an all-time high yesterday. CoreWeave trying to hold that big earnings beat. So it's been a little choppy since then, but overall, it's holding thus far. Coin not doing anything. MicroStrategy not doing anything. DJT getting hit, little green today. AMC not doing the most. Bonds are down. Silver is actually looking pretty good. Kind of an interesting potential breakout here. I actually wouldn't mind silver as a swing trade at this point because your risk is just so small, and the geometry of the trade, the risk to reward. I mean, if you catch a fish, it might really get going. Gold, same thing. It's looking strong. The risk reward isn't the most ideal, but obviously gold and silver both showing a bit of strength. Oil is a little bit red, trying to decide if it wants to break out or break down. Small cap sector hitting an all-time high yesterday. So that's your skinny on it. I guess while we're waiting for the market to open, just so you guys know, we are going to be running Payday Friday earlier. I just like it in the earlier session because we probably shouldn't be trading right now anyway. So do this rather quickly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or like, retweet, and follow, and you'll be into it. We're going to be running it here. We're also going to be doing it on the Discord, so you feel free to double dip. The SPY right above its closing value. Okay, right at 800. So I'm curious, are buyers going to step in at 800? 800 key technical level, psychological level, and gamma level. And then we also have the technical close, which was basically 99. So I'm curious if buyers are going to step in right at that zone. I mean, they're going to have a lot of reason to. It's just a question of will they actually. So I notice we're wicking. What is going on? And also, did I enable... All right, let's get to this so you guys can see Bookmap. My apologies for not turning it on. And then I think I need to enable all of these. Let's see. Let's let the bot do some bot stuff today to see if it actually wants to. I don't know if the environment will be there for it to actually trade. And thus far, the answer to that is a no. But what I'm looking at out of this gate right here, we're wicking pretty hard right above a key level. Are buyers going to be stepping in? And we also happen to be right at VWAP, which for some reason is not showing. Yeah, we're right at VWAP, or we're cracking VWAP as we speak. I wonder if we can get a quick recovery off of this one. Okay, let's do pre-market high, pre-market low. The 10 minutes cracking 228, 190 might be interesting support. Let's see. We're right at 200. We're right at this VWAP level. 196. That's 219. Ugh. Oh, Is it actually going to be a recovery? Is anyone buying this? We're right. It's trying to hold. I'm watching the SPX. 800 is important. 99 is important. I see wick, but I don't see the most follow through at the moment. Here's a look at your gamma. We have expiration this morning. It was Friday, and you can see we have positive gamma protection beneath us, just below 800 right here. The last close, positive gamma there, negative gamma above. That's kind of an ideal setup for just kind of a bullish drift to the upside. So I am, as of now, my bias is bullish. I want to see if we could bounce out of here. Of course, anything could happen, but just looking at the setup, I like the bullish side more. It's just easier to try to play it through negative gamma as you have positive gamma support beneath. The options flow is not making me feel all that warm and fuzzy. I'm not seeing it rip, but maybe we get that 10 a.m. reversal. Mag 7's a little bit up. Nasdaq is straight down. Mag 7 slightly up, and then the S&P 500 is also straight down. So right now, there's pressure to the downside. This is the classic green to red test right here. Both the SPY and the Qs are testing that red to green move. We're right at 190. We're right in an important test zone for sure. It's Friday, folks. Let's get some music going. Let's get some tendies and tunes playing, folks. It is Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. Folks, how'd you like that song / video this morning? That was pretty awesome, right? Shout out to Chaos. All right, let's get a little bit of tendies and tunes.
Order filled.
Looks like a fucking mess. I was one bad trade from a margin call meltdown. Lost it all fast.
Order filled. Order filled.
Oh, what? Oh, because it hit on MNQ and it closed that all out. Okay. So weird thing where it hit the target, but it did it on NQ. So that's why it all closed, but whatever. Locked in some cash. All right, so I'm going to have to close this out so I can resync it. That actually behaved as it was supposed to. MNQ hit the value while NQ didn't. And because things got mismatched, it just closed the position, which I can't complain because it made 150. So technically the sim account didn't get the fill, but all these did, locked in anywhere, I guess, between 156 and as high as 205. So a little bit of slippage. And my reason for that was literally just, can I maybe play this bounce off of a key zone? Honestly, I wouldn't have mind holding on to this trade. I really wouldn't have. Would not have mind if I kept it, but hey, can't complain. Green is green. Knowing my luck, this is just going to rip all the way back. But hey, green is green. Where is... All right, maybe getting rejected at RTH VWAP. We have session VWAP and RTH VWAP. Watching these two. Watching them closely. We overshot it. Yeah, 220 was a good. I wonder if this can actually get going. The white dash line is session VWAP started at 6 p.m. and then the orange dash one is going to be RTH VWAP. It starts at 9:30. Here's a look at your order flow. What's going on thus far in the day? Got in. There was some aggressive buying at 2:30, but it got completely absorbed. Classic reversal. Same right here. This is aggressive selling, but the fact that we didn't go just shows you it got absorbed. Is this going to get going? Trying to hold 800. Wants to maybe touch 240, 247. We do have negative gamma above. SPY, it got hit, but it's kind of going flat. Bank 7, NASDAQ. Can it actually crack 240? One minute, looking for that test, looking for the 5 minute. So I care a lot about this 240 to 250 region. Can it get above and switch the momentum? 10 minute trying to save itself, 30 minute trying to save itself. 1 minute on ES trying to look at that break. Yeah, the 1 and the 5, if it can pump and kind of get over the opening high and have a nice amount of stability, I'd be happy to rip this long. I like the bounce off of it. I kind of very much wish I had that core position because I was long at 203. I might have gotten wicked out here. But looking to see if it can get this break. You can see buyers. There's a lot of buyers at the POC. There's 1,000 contracts to be purchased at 200. The book map above my head. A lot of people willing to buy at 200. Oh, it's going to go right up to my target. Uh-oh. What did I do that like froze it? All right, potentially getting this breakout. Testing now. SPX might be making that move for the fresh all-time high. 816, 817. About 10 points to go. That's roughly $1 on the SPY. Micron's up 2%. SanDisk is up 6%. Broadcom's taking a bit of a hit. All right, Q's went from the high of yesterday to the close and now trying to take out the high. Dude, I could have kept that position. I was right at 270. Oh, I had a good fill. I was in just above 200, locked in some at 215, 220, and my reach was up here at 270. But obviously did not work. A little bit of a discrepancy between NQ and MNQ, which is why it got out of everything. Can't complain that much because it did make money. $150 across how many ever accounts. You can't complain, but I guess you could complain if you really want to. And it would have hit that target. I mean, I was waiting for a little bit of a pullback, but we just didn't even get it. Look at that. I was thinking if it could retest some sort of VWAP. Well, we just made a new intraday high, looking for this break of basically 280, maybe 300. It's just straight up. What's moving? What equities do you guys want up over here? Is this going to be our pullback opportunity? 1 minute trying to go bullish, 5 minutes trying to go bullish, 10 minutes saved itself, 30 minutes saved itself. We're at 8:0. Okay, I'm watching 8:10. Okay, here's our retest. All right, paying attention, watching this potential VWAP. Just checked my PANW position for the first time in a while. Palo Alto Networks, that's a Pelosi play. She's in that one right now. She's been loading up, or I guess I should say Paul's been loading up. So congrats, that's awesome. Is this gonna bounce? Like, actually? And if it does, do I want in?
Order filled.
All right, we're in. Classic VWAP bounce play. Classic VWAP bounce play. I'm front running the intraday high. It's at 75. I'm doing mine at 72 to try to lock in about $200 per account. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, lock it in. Lock it in. Come on, give me the money. Give me the money. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. I'm not even at the level. I'm front running it. I'm being good. I'm being good.
Order
yeah,
filled.
there we go. America. Free trade. And not only are we doing a free trade, we're doing a free trade uncapped. We're ripping this up. You know what? Cancel all orders. Free trade. We're doing uncapped runner. We're going fishing today, folks. We're going fishing today. I'm carrying no risk. I have no profit target. We're just going to see how America can do it. We're going to see how the red, white, and blue can actually rip it today. I assume there's going to be a wall at 300, but we're going to see. We're just going to see. Or maybe I get knocked out. All I can tell you is I locked in. Your boy's guaranteed, I don't know, anywhere between like 340, 400, something like that. But hopefully it can actually go. Come on, turn around. Stop it.
Order filled.
Knocked me out. Well, now I have to dial back in. Didn't hit 300 anyway. That was a good, yeah, it was just, I took all the risk off. So we're up anywhere between 320 to 380. How are we doing this today? Where did it get smacked? We're right. Is it actually going to turn here? I mean, if it can hold 226, a little bit of a potential fake out breakout, but I'm watching 226. We're right back at 800. How's the flow looking? NASDAQ, not so good. It's flat now, but it did get hit. Mag 7's climbing up. S&P 500 down, up, down. It's 10 minutes out. It's 10 minutes out. We're almost at that potential 10 a.m. reversal. The SPY's under a bit of pressure. Fake out, breakout. See how it barely wicked higher? That's a trap. And then it got smacked. And now we're looking at 98. You know what? Okay. I think it would be not ideal for me to trade right now with the specifically the 10 a.m. reversal. That was actually a really good stop at break even. Watching these two VWAP levels. This is a good time to do the Payday Friday. You have a couple minutes to figure out your life if you haven't already, but all you have to do, it's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video, or you could come to my Twitter page at Matt_Kohrs. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow, but we're going to be running this now. Now. I think it's a good way for us to avoid trading in a time where we probably shouldn't be trading. So let me do this one. Everyone. Slash. All right, I'm starting it. Giveaway duration. 3 mins winners racer. All right, if you are in the Discord, it is officially live. All you have to do is hit enter. It's in the trading chat. Okay, the market, hang on. Buyers are hitting the tape pretty aggressively right there. Look at that. Bounced in between the two VWAPs. We had RTH VWAP, session VWAP. The giveaway is running, and on Twitter I'm giving you a little bit, but I'm also trying to decide if I want to take this trade. Trying to decide if I actually... So we had right here a little fake out break high, a little fake out breakout low. So at 48... bullish fake out, at 51 bearish fake out. Wick higher gets rejected, wick lower pops. So fake out. Options flow, S&P 500 is picking up, Mag 7's picking up, Nasdaq is flat. It seems to be pretty indecisive. Like I said, we have a couple fake outs we're dealing with. Fake out here, fake out here. What time is it? It's 9:53, so we might have some craziness at 10. All right, let's do this Twitter thing. Twitter. If you haven't already, like, retweet, and follow, but I'm going to the Twitter picker right now, so you have about 30 seconds to figure out your life. But let me copy the link. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow, and it looks like over 200 of you have figured out how to do it, so congrats to you guys. All right, let's do it live. Okay, nope. Anyone, you don't have to have had tweeted. All right, I'm making it basically open to everyone. We are running it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, these are going to be some of today's competitors. All right, let me pause this for a second. Congrats to Neural Strike, Mikasa, and Candle Jenner. All right, Neural, Mikasa, and Candle Jenner. Congrats. All right, let me move this over here. And then also, we just got our winners on Discord. Shout out to Tulio, Steven, Goopy Eyes, Andy, Chrono, Diesel Heat, and Zanrock. All right, so we have some of our competitors, folks, as we're about to hit that 10 a.m. hour. All right, let me find the game. Let me get the game loaded up. Here we go. Run game. All right, so our competitors are Neural, Mikasa, and Candle Jenner. That is actually really funny. And then what do we have here? All right. We have Tulio. We have Steven. We have Goopy Eyes. We have Andy. We have Chrono Flux. We have Diesel Heat. And then, we have Diesel Heat. And then we also have Zanrock. Okay, what are we going to do today? Today, let's do, well, it's new all-time high, so let's do bulls. And then what map do you guys want to race on? Australia, China, Japan, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Miami, Silverstone. Where do you guys want to raise? Canada, Barcelona, Monaco. I'll let you guys pick. I'll let you guys. 65. Can I retire yet? Shout out, Kimmel. Shout out, Mike. Which one do you want? Which one do you guys want? Which one? Iran, China? Well, Iran's not on the list, but we can do China. All right, so let's get this rocking. And the market, hang on, do we want to actually? How much do I like this trade? Do I like this trade? I mean, it's a VWAP bounce. I mean, we clearly have this region of support. I mean, we're creating a very evident region of support. But is it going to hold? Is the multi-million-dollar question. Is it going to hold? Wick. I guess if it shows some life, like if it can actually get above 250 here. Wick. It is support. You have resistance 270. Not a bad trade. Long at 250, unload at 270, unload at 300. But I'm just, right now, this is very evident support. Will it hold? That's the question. How's flow looking? Nasdaq still not the best. The Mag 7 is actually trying to still trend up. The S&P 500 is also trying to trend up. But yet, the market is getting hit here. We just cracked support. This might just be the classic 10 a.m. shenanigans. All right, we should run this so we're not trading in a time we shouldn't be trading in. All right, let's get this going. We're going to do 4 laps, and we're doing it on the Shanghai circuit. And the winner of this, if you see your name here, congrats. You've already won something. You won a prop account, but we're trying to figure out who's going to win the cash as we are ideally looking at the new all-time high. So let's get this rocking. And we are off. We are off. It is 4 laps. Zanrock leading. It looks like Andy already died, unfortunately. All right, let's see. Zanrock leading, Tulio in second.
Friday.
4 laps. This is lap numero uno. Lap numero uno. We're going to see. All right, Tulio technically won the first lap, but what matters is winning it after the 4th. Looks like we have another death there. Kendall Jenner not surviving. Did well in the decathlon, not well in the race. Tulio confidently leading this whole thing. Neural taking the lead. All right, Eyes winning the second lap. We're halfway through the race. Tulio keeps showing up. Heat passed away. Flux passed away. All right, there's 6 racers left. This could be anyone's. Tulio's right there. Eyes, Zanrock. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right, this is what matters. It's the final lap. Zanrock leading into the first, second, and third turn. Steven comes out of nowhere on turn 5. Zanrock fighting back. Zanrock, Tulio, Steven, first, second, and third as we... Ooh! Steven, you're battling. Neural's right there. Everyone's right there. Steven leading. Steven wins Payday Friday. The dark horse candidate, Steven did not lead after any lap, but he performed when he needed to. He performed exactly when he needed to. That's crazy. He did not lead after lap 1, 2, or 3, but he did, in fact, win the race. Congratulations. Congratulations to all competitors. A special congratulations to Steven. My heart's going. My heart's going. That was, how does he do it? Probably Netanyahu, if I really had to guess. Probably Netanyahu, if I had to guess. And all right, what did I miss in the market? So I do have that page. So if you were a competitor, if you were among the 10, you won something, be on a lookout for a DM from me. If you won from Twitter, be on a lookout on Twitter. If you won on Discord, be on the lookout on Discord. I will be DMing everyone today. I just need some information to send this, that, the other thing. And then obviously, Steven, I'm going to need your PayPal to send that. How long do you have until the code expires to where you win? So on TPT, you are set a credit. So there's going to be a credit in your account. And then on Vanquish, I think it's the expirations within a month, I want to say. Okay, it's 10 a.m. Micron picking up. SanDisk picking up. They're basically trading together. SanDisk is looking really good. Avago getting hit. AMD is picking up. Apple, Tesla, that's a nice climb on Tesla. 1 minute undecided. 5 minute keeps getting rejected. 10 minute trying to. The 5 and the 10 are really trying to decide here. All right, I'm taking a stab at this one. Why? Hang on. Where did I say? Let me just get this set up. I just want to see my levels. Basically, I quickly try to get that just in case it was this VWAP. See how we wicked. Finally, wicked above VWAP, got above the other one. I'm just trying to play the VWAP bounce. And then also structurally, a little bit of maybe a little fake out breakdown. So we have this clear zone of support, a little fake out here at 10 a.m. We know there's 10 a.m. shenanigans. I was trying to play the break, which thus far isn't happening. I'd feel much more comfortable above this high created at 956, which also happens to be a key level of 250. So basically, I'm trying to play the fake out breakdown of support. Now, obviously, if it goes below support, it's not a fake out. It's a real one, and I have to get out. But for me, seeing how it just wicked, they couldn't really crack it below VWAP. Recovered both VWAPs. To me, says, okay, maybe the bulls get going here. I would like a recovery above 250. What is this high? That's 265. This high is 280. All right, so we're going to go to 75 on this one. We're going to see how it goes. I just needed to hold both VWAPs. On a push to 260, I might update one of mine. We're going to see how it gets going. But watching this, I'm seeing, by definition, a fake out. When you wick below and it quickly recovers, by definition, a failed breakdown has to be bullish. That's the logic. This whole time, we see the flow is picking up in the bullish direction on the S&P 500. It's been bullish all day on the Mag 7, and the Nasdaq's been the weak one, but it's now flat. So it's not really hurting us. It's not necessarily helping us, but 2 out of the 3. So I see options flow. I see a potential fake out breakdown. I see technical support at VWAP. And really, I'm thinking that maybe the market wants to examine not only 810, but I'm looking at the all-time high. I see negative gamma above. I see positive gamma below. For various reasons, my bias is bullish. And then just on a finer detail, I was looking for the opportunity to strike, and I saw this fake out breakdown. So if my larger bias was already bullish, and then I see an opportunity where they tried to smack it, but it didn't work, and then I see it pop, of course, I'm going to try to take advantage of that. And then I could even show you more interesting here. They try to sell it aggressively at... They try to sell it aggressively at 957 and at 10, but look at that aggressive selling. Like, this is people hitting the bid. Like, they're trying to aggressively hit it, but it got fully absorbed. Aggressive selling, and it popped anyway. Tells me that the bulls are secretly in control, and hopefully I could lock this one in. Come on, show me the money. 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 Money. Show me the money. You can do it. You can do it, Tonto. You can do it. You can do it. You know what song I was thinking about yesterday? That this is going to get us in trouble, but I thought this would get us jacked up for trading today. I thought this song would get us into the proper mindset to be good traders today. Is there a better song to trade to? We're going to get in trouble for this. It better be worth it. We better make money.
She really gets me high. Bam-a-lam, you know that's no lie. Bam-a-lam, she's so rock steady. Bam-a-lam, and she's always ready. Bam-a-lam, whoa, back Betty. Bam-a-lam, whoa, back Betty. Bam-a-lam. Get it. Bam-a-lam, whoa, Black Betty. Bam-a-lam, she's from Birmingham. Bam-a-lam, way down in Alabama. Bam-a-lam, well, she's shaking that thing. Bam-a-lam, boy, she makes me sing. Bam-a-lam, whoa, Black Betty. Bam-a-lam, whoa, Black Betty.
Oh, this is another slammer. That was an autoplay one, but completely worth it. Come on, brother. Fuck.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue. And when the band plays Hail to the Chief, ooh, they point the cannon at you. No, it ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no senator, son. It ain't me.
Come on, bounce, support. We're right in support.
Some folks are born silver spoon in hand. Lord, don't they help themselves, y'all? But when the tax man comes to the door, Lord, the house looking like a rummage sale, yes. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no millionaire, son. No. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one, no.
Uh-oh.
Some folks inherit star-spangled eyes. Ooh, they'll send you down to war. And when you ask them, how much should we give? Ooh, the only answer, more. Yo, it ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no military son. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one. It ain't me. It ain't me.
I need it back above that 250 level. I wonder if I should drop half size. We're just at VWAP right now. I need to give it a fair shot. These are our VWAP levels.
I see a red
shit.
line of cars and they're all painted black. Flowers and my love both never
We're right at VWAP.
back.
I need the bounce here or I gotta bail. Come on, VWAP bounce. Come on, VWAP bounce. Come on, VWAP bounce. Let's get this. This yellow line's VWAP. The magenta line is point of control. Can it get back above 250? Because then we're back in business. We're back in business. Come on. Let's see those buyers absorb sellers. People try to aggressively sell there, and it just didn't work. Above 250, we're back in business. Come on, hold, 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 hold.
I could not foresee this thing happening.
Come on, get above that 250. Hold it, hold VWAP. VWAP's 220. Right here, 220, get it. VWAP bounce, VWAP bounce, 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 bounce. Can we get one more VWAP and send us to the intraday high? Come on, hold VWAP. It's just, do we hold VWAP or not? Would love this above 250. Get above 250. We need this breakout. Here's the 2 VWAP, session VWAP, RTH VWAP. Come on, no. Come on, get above 250. What song could help us at this point? I need... What song? What song? I need to pick a better song. This is not. This song should help. This song should help. This song should give us a bit of assistance. Come on, hold it. VWAP bounce, VWAP bounce. I just need it to hold. Of course, if you bought right at that level, that's a great buy. You're kind of catching a falling knife, but you could have bought at 20, risked 05, risked 15 points, and your stop could already be break even. That's another very fair way to play it. Shit. Are we pressing again? It keeps pressing on VWAP. I'm getting worried about how much it can hold. What's flow looking like? Ah, it's right in this. I'm worried. I'm worried. S&P 500 float. Is it? Hasn't been loading. That's what's going on, is I forgot to reload it, and ever since 10:06, it's been getting hit. Shit. Nasdaq's been going down this whole day. Mag 7 did pop, turn at 10:06. S&P 500 was looking really good. Things turned at 10:06. Turned at 10:06. We got rejected right at 810, which was a gamma level. We have this support at 800. Oh, how do I want to manage this? Do I just want to bail now and then reposition and wait? Or do I think it could realistically just bounce from here? What's the overnight? It's just barreling to 800 again. Watching this zone now, basically 200. Remember, VWAP's 220. It's trying to use these wicks for the second time. It's just keeps getting pressed on. Come on. Hold this. You can see above, right? You guys have the book map above head. Yeah, they're pressing on 200. This is oddly difficult to see with. This is not the song. We're below VWAP, but we're trying to bounce at 200. Hero flow alert. Okay, so maybe we get a reversal from here. Hopefully it's a bullish one, but something sizable is hitting the tape right now. Hero flow is not inherently bullish or bearish. It just means an abnormal like size is hitting the tape. And it's kind of a bit more evident if you give it a couple minutes of which direction it's going to actually be. So something's hitting the tape and it appears to be going against me. Come on, hero, be bullish. The hero should be a hero, a bullish hero. I'm doing my best to try to give it a 200 bounce here. I mean, but ever since 1013, we saw things switch at 1006 in the options market, but since 1013, it's been clearly accelerating. And this support, we just ran into this. I should have gotten out a little bit at 65. Mine was at 75. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, do I just want to close it or do I want to give it a shot? What do I want to do? What is the options flow? It's still going down here. Oh, this is just so painful to let it go right at 800 because this, like, it could bounce here. But I just don't have that much more room. All right, double bottom low. You only get one shot, everything. All right, that one's not the mood for what we need here. That's not the mood at all. Okay, I'm watching this closely. Intraday or regular trading session low on NQ, and we're at 800 on SPX. This is, we're either getting this double bottom bounce or we're going down another good chunk. I mean, this is that hero alert was clearly bearish. Look at that, just a waterfall really since 1013. Started to turn at 1006, but is this the end of it? Obviously, when people are trading, it's not like you have infinite size. Come on. Is this the end? Is it a double bottom? Is it a double bottom? Can it bounce out of here? Basically, can it recapture 200? It's not the craziest thing. We've seen it before. Someone with size was trading, and are they done? Are they done? It started at 10:05. Could be a 15-minute thing, 10:05 to 10:20. Get out of here. Get back above 200. Watching 200. Oh, that's aggressive selling. They're really pressing on the tape here. Really pressing on the tape. Oh, do I just need a bail? My initial thought was wait for the retest of VWAP, and if it seems to fail, get out. Except there was just no retest. Like it's. I mean, you could see it. It was just a straight waterfall down. Jesus, what are we doing? Can it bounce out of here? Big battle going on right now. Big battle. Come on, bounce out of here. Absorb all of this selling. Let's get back up to not only 200, which is apparently value low, so maybe rejected price discovery. But that's a big if. That's a big if this is getting pressed on. I mean, you could see it. It's really getting pressed on. What are you doing? I'm just looking for some form of reversal candle or something. How much selling do they have to do? How much selling do they have to do here? What are we doing? I'm not seeing big orders hit the tape. They did at 10:19. Is it over though? Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? Come on. It stays like this, and I'm very happy I'm trading MNQ instead of NQ. Just bleeding. Okay. A little bit of life. Let's see if it can really. I'm like, my first test is 200. How's it looking over on? Yeah. Okay. So we keep pushing the 937 low. 195 was low at 14. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what it could do. Never mind. The options flow is still diving. Like there's just no bottom in sight for this options flow. It's just at 10:06, someone flipped the switch and it is not stopped. Flip the switch at 10:06 and it is just not stopped. Wow. Eventually, whatever this is has to end. It's just right here, 10:06, extreme amounts of call selling, extreme amounts of put buying, and that algo is still currently running. We just have to wait for it to be over. We just have to wait. I guess I should just maybe kill my position and wait. That's crazy. Just water falling down. The second options flow switched and we got these hero alerts. Someone's moving some pretty big size and we just have to wait for it to be over. Obviously these things are easier in retrospect, but if you don't have a position, what you would want to do is literally wait till whatever this movement is, whatever this trader or this algorithm, whatever this is trying to do, you'd want to wait for it to end. Just sit there and be patient. And then there's no saying how long the program's going to run. There's no saying how much money's behind it. We just have to wait. Someone is either getting into something, getting out of something, they're rolling something. We don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it with monster size. They're doing it with monster size, that's for sure. So, sucks for me because I got knocked. But if you have no position, my biggest recommendation would literally just be to wait. Just wait for it to run. Conclude. Yeah, I mean, they even sliced 800 there. Wow. They're just pressing on it. It even came back up to the initial intraday low, got rejected. Just no breath. I'm looking for signs of something to happen, but even the order tape, the last interesting one was at 10:19. I can't believe it didn't even retest 200. That just shows you that this is like such a what was this? Someone just hit the tape a little bit there at 156. The fact that it didn't retest VWAP, it didn't even retest 200. Like, this is just some big orders, big plays. Kind of crazy to see in real time. This type of stuff it's not the most common. It's not like we see it every single day, but we do see it. It feels like there's a good example of sometimes these large programs running, especially on expiration days. It seems, I don't have the exact numbers on this, but anecdotally, it does feel like this type of stuff happens more on larger expirations. So basically think Wednesdays and Fridays, especially Fridays. Wow, it's just not stopping. Not stopping. I mean, I'm just going to keep coming back to this. We're looking at price order flow, but it's still going, right? I'll reload it just to make sure we have the most recent data, but it's blowing my mind. Look at that. You can see the second they turn the algorithm on, 10:07. And it has been running for the past 20 minutes straight. It's just so perfect. Yeah. Simultaneous call, selling, put buying. Wild. If you somehow caught it, I don't know how you necessarily would have. I mean, I guess you could have argued a rejection off a gamma level or something like that. Maybe this breakdown at 10:15. I think in hindsight, this looks easier to catch than it was in real time, because before that, things were trending up. We had support. It's tough to be like, oh, I'm going to short here when things were bullish. I guess you could have tried to take the breakdown at 10:16. It's a little chasey, but there was not even a retest to be like, oh, I went short into resist. It just didn't happen. So this is one of those things that in hindsight, it seems evident and easy, but in real time, there was no knowing that this is crazy. Okay, I'm seeing some orders hit the tape now. Aggressive selling right here. So a little bit of selling is getting absorbed. And we're at 150. I cannot believe this is not retested VWAP or 200. It is representative of the size. SPX bearish divergence 3 hours. That has nothing to do with the orders hitting the tape right now. What's moving it is someone has like a net very aggressive bearish position going on. They might be opening, they might be closing, they might be rolling. We don't really know what the existing position was before, but measurably we can see how hard they're hitting the delta. It's not the retail numbers. Retail numbers that came out at 10. Retail numbers came out at 8:30. You're an hour and a half late. You're an hour and a half late to that one, Tonto. Dude, every time we even get like 1 minute of green, it's just getting smashed. Is that still going? It is. Holy cow. I just keep reloading to make sure that I have the most recent data, but it is nonstop. Just straight down. Also, I guess just in case maybe you're new or maybe you just need this to be said out loud, just because you're seeing this right now, that doesn't mean you arbitrarily chase it, because you don't know when the program is going to be done. You don't know when they're going to be like finished doing what they need to be doing. So it's one thing if you got into it early and you're like, okay, I'm going to see how long I can ride it. But to chase it now when it's been running for over 20 minutes, that's not advisable, because for all we know, if it's like a roll and when they get done, they might go like completely the opposite way or do something like that. So it's one thing. Chasing just generically is not a good situation. the as crazy as this is, rebounds can also be nuts. I see 124 support. That's pretty much the overnight low, isn't it? Yeah, the overnight low is 124. 124. We slice through VWAP. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. What's VWAP at? VWAP is at 214. So on this way down, we sliced through it. It didn't bounce to the retest. We sliced through 200. It only bounced to 193. Didn't retest 200. I mean, and it's still going. Is it happening in the Mag 7? A little bit in the Mag 7. Nasdaq's been straight down all day. Wow. Something in the Nasdaq there. I mean, we went from a delta notional reading of 500 million positive to now minus 4 billion. That's huge. That is positive 500 million to negative 5 billion. That is insane. And that happened all in 20 minutes. When would you say it actually flips the trend? What do you mean? What is it and what trend are you talking about? Someone's saying it's a rotation in the small cap. I don't know. IWM is holding, but even there, the delta was still getting hit. It's holding up better price wise, but look at the delta still got hit. This one was starting at like 10, 11. This is just great. Look at that. Holy cow. It's showing a little bit of signs of like I don't know. The SPY is still getting hit pretty heavily. Nasdaq showing some signs. It's starting to get a little bit more choppy, not straight, but it's a tough call. We are coming up to gamma support at 790 on SPX. Maybe this will be the end of it. You can see above me, there's buyers at 124, the overnight low on NQ. Maybe a little bit of flattening starting, but the other times it looked a little flat. It just got hit a bit later. But I mean, you'd think with enough time, like no one has an infinite amount of money. Eventually, whatever this play is has to be done. When is the play gonna be done? Maybe. What time is it? It's 10:34. It ran for about 25 minutes, seemingly started at 10:07. I don't know. It's still these other times where it showed a little bit of flatness. The very next minute it kept going, but eventually the play has to be done. But look at that waterfall. Look at that right in. Let me reload one of these. Rebuild chart. Oh, rebuild chart. Okay. Maybe SPX is finding it. We have this gamma support at 790. A logical retest would be 800. Maybe it breaks. Maybe it gets rejected. But if you're playing this bounce at 90, like obviously you're watching 98, 99, 800. If it does, I'm like even hesitant to say because of how dramatic this was. Like we're at negative 5 billion in delta now, and we were positive. It was just a straight dagger down. That's crazy. Finding support on NQ a little bit above the overnight low. But I mean, this has work. I mean, yeah, you could watch 170. That was just a structural low. But I mean, 200 matters. VWAP matters. But there's distance to go on this. Distance to go on this one. Wow. Wonder who it was. It'd be interesting if, like, afterwards, of course, they're not, you can never get this information because it's whatever private information and people, you can trade how you want to trade. But it would be kind of cool just to, like, if we somehow found out later, like, what actually happened and who was doing what and why they were doing it, just for like a learning perspective. A little bit of a bounce thus far, like I said. Yeah, we have this 790. It's positive gamma. Maybe back up to 800. You definitely want to recover. If it does one of these V-shaped things where we bounce, it goes sideways and it drops, I would say crack 90 and we're going to 75. But really, you're watching this delta flow with it. If it can stop getting its throat stepped on, it has a chance to maybe get above it. I'm seeing some initial signs here. What time is this? 9:34, or excuse me, 10:34. It was hit. It's showing a little bit of relief now. The question is, how big is the relief going to be? Is it going to be rejection at this, or is it actually going to be up to 800, chills, and then recovers back to 810? We're in one of those buckets, and it's going to be decided probably by whatever these large players are doing. Probably decided by whatever these large players are doing. Why did that disappear? No, you guys, I wanted to put up chat for a second, but okay, there we go. I wanted to throw up chat. I guess we could go to the 3 minute. Okay. 1 minute is bearish. 5 minutes bearish. 10 minute bearish. 30 minute. It's knocked, but let's see if it can get back on ES. Once again, the level would be 7818. And then on NQ, 1 minute's bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 10 minute, 30 minute trying to save itself right here at like 160. And I'm looking for on SPX, not on ES, on SPX. I'm looking for this test somewhere between, basically at 7,800, give or take a couple points. We are potentially, we're testing the first intraday low. 937, we sold, and that was down to 170. And we're testing it now. Maybe getting rejected. Maybe it can recover and give us a test of the 190, 200 zone, but watching that one. Do we see anything? Let me switch this back. Is this okay? There's Bookmap. What else did I want to see? Oh, I wanted to show you what's going on in real time. Okay, so interesting fight here at 135. Like there was a big battleground. This is for NQ, by the way. But right here, you could see there was a large fight. There was this selling that got absorbed. We ran into some resting buy orders at 135 and since then have popped. So this might represent the end of it. There was a big battle between 1026 and 1034. So we had 8 minutes. Someone is getting a little smacked right there. But you had resting buy orders and you had sell orders that got absorbed as of now. And we're trying to get back above the 1 minute 10 EMA, but it just got smacked. Someone tried to buy it. Kind of crazy. Okay, so the zone I care about to the upside on NQ of like, okay, do we have a shot or not? Once again, these are the NQ levels would be between 190 and 210, that 20-point region, which looks like we're getting a little smacked. So I don't know if that's going to happen. And I already explained SPX where I was looking for this test at 800, but even that's getting hit. Is this continue? It started continuing again. We had a little bit of relief and then turning south once again. Is it over though? Is this just like a residual thing or is it actually, is there still more money behind whatever this trade is? I don't know. That's a tough call. That's a tough call on this one. Is it over? Is the program done? Mag 7 still kind of trending down. Nasdaq is still trending down, but maybe flattened out. As of 10:35, we're at this point where now it's like a fair question to ask, is it over? Before the trend was very evident, but now we're seeing some flattening in Delta. We're also seeing some flattening in price. Price does not look that impressive though. Maybe above 800 is impressive. Maybe above 190. Like I carried from 210 to 190. Can it recover from that? Right now we're off by 50 points. Momentum, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute bearish, even the 30 minutes potentially cracking, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute bearish, 30 minutes even cracking. So if it can get above 176, if it could get above 7817, okay, maybe the interesting that's where the conversation for a potential bounce bullish recovery starts. That's where, in my mind, that's where maybe we start asking the questions of can we play this bounce? But until then, you got to look at momentum in price. You got to look at momentum in options. And right now, the bears did quite a bit of damage in that. I mean, I don't want to chase it to the downside because it could bounce, but I also don't want to like punt any extra money long that I don't have to. Just wait. SanDisk catching a little bit of a bid. Tesla getting hit. Palantir getting hit. NVIDIA catching a bid. Lam Research did pop, got hit. Broadcom getting hit. Russell's holding decently, taking a little bit of a tiny hit now, but nice pop. Very divergent from its options flow. Microsoft is fine. RUM is green. SpaceX getting hit. AMD's having a good day. AMD's having a good day. Just trying to switch around to see if we can still see any signs. It's flattening. Okay, it's not trending up, but at least it's not daggering down anymore. Once again, this is the delta flow for the S&P 500. So not a dagger down, but also not showing recovery. Mag 7 actually still is looking decently weak since 10:06, and the Nasdaq has looked weak ever since the start. But maybe once again, maybe it's flattening. It seems like there was a clear trade in the market to smash it. That trade seems to have now passed, and now the market is trying to make up its mind of, is that the real trend of the day and they're going to hit it more, or are we going to have some sort of mean reverting bounce? And that's what we're waiting to see. Did quite a bit of damage on the momentum front. 1, 5, and 10 are clearly bearish. 1, 5, and 10 are clearly bearish. 30, maybe we're bouncing at the 50 EMA. Maybe we're bouncing at the 50 EMA. That's a big, big maybe, and we just have to wait to see. We just double topped here at 796 on SPX. So above 796, I know it's close, so it's like not that impressive of a call out, but just the next level, if we could take out this shelf, would be 800. What's the 3 minute look like here? Creating some area of support. It cracked this. That's a large zone, but it just is what it is. It's 40 points. Well, we went from crazy, crazy trending movement to now the painful wait. The painful wait. If you are fortunate enough to not have a position, this is the perfect time you just would wait. You wouldn't want to trade now. You would want the market to tell you which way this is actually going to break to see the recovery or the continuation to the downside. You wouldn't want to be guessing right now. People are asking about the gamma map. People are saying you're seeing red everywhere. No, it's negative gamma above, positive gamma below, which is a bit more supportive. But I mean, this could still, there's a little bit of negative gamma below this. It's not like we're pushing hard on a lot of positive gamma. We're just getting closer to where positive gamma starts, as this market is looking a little bit suspect. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of bit suspect. I guess I kind of view it this way. I think if we snap 140, we're going to 100. If we break out of 176, I think we're testing 200. On NQ, if we break 96, I think 800. If we break 90, I think we're going down to 75. Just waiting to see. Nasdaq is still getting hit. Mag 7. Are these real time? Yeah. Okay, it's still flattening. So whatever this program was, it seems to be done. Now the question is, what do people want to do with all that information? Resting buy order right here, 1041. So we had this buying get absorbed. So basically the recovery got rejected at 1039. A little bit later, there was more buying. So this is becoming an interesting battle zone. If it breaks this, we clearly then have a new region of support that we could use for the remainder of the day. But that's a big if. I would still want to see it take out 176, which is the value area low. Even trade volume has been chilling quite a bit. Yeah, there's nothing to really say or do, and we just patience. You just have to wait. I wish there was something to like just be ripping this entire time. There just isn't. It's Friday and almost 11 a.m. Maybe better walk away. Yeah, if that's completely fine as well. Like, I mean, maybe if you're have not like, don't make trades out of boredom. It is Friday. If maybe you caught this and you're green, great time to walk away. If you haven't traded yet, like, do you have the discipline to do nothing? Because right now, in my opinion, and obviously we all view the market in different ways, but in my opinion, the right move right now is to literally do nothing and just wait. And there's also a chance that we just get caught in this and like whatever, we get caught right in between negative and positive gamma. I don't think that's as likely, but it is possible. And we just chop sideways all the way until 4 p.m. So if you were fortunate enough to already be green, in my humble opinion, this is a great time to be like, hey, I'm green. It's a Friday. Don't want to ruin my weekend. Move on with your life. If maybe you're green, but you're like, no, like I'm just still going to wait. I think there might still be either an interesting capitulation to the downside or recovery. Please have the patience to wait for your actual like strategy to go. But this is a time where I guess I can only speak on my own trading, where I think sometimes I'd sit here and I just wait for so long and get so bored that I do trades that I know I shouldn't be doing. It is okay to walk away. Like this is now, we saw a crazy sell program, selling calls, buying puts, a huge impact on the options market. Market makers readjusted. We saw what it did in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. You might have the question of why did they do that? Why were they selling calls? Why were they buying puts? Who cares? It doesn't matter why they did it. It matters that they did do it and we see the impact of it. You don't make or lose extra money by knowing why other people are doing what they're doing. You make or lose money by either following the trend or not, or trading it properly or not trading it properly. So all I can do is we can guess on why this happened, but what matters is that it did happen and we actually saw the whole thing play out and now it's going flat. So from here, when I keep coming back to this concept of patience, you have to wait for what is the next move. Is the next move an actual breakout of 96 and a retest of 8? And then from there, we wait to see what happens at 8, or do we snap 90 to 92 and then capitulate all the way down to 75? Both are possible. And anyone who's telling you right now they know which way it's going to go, they're so stupid. They're trying to sell you bullshit that you don't need. And unfortunately, the bullshit that they're trying to sell you is absolutely useless. And my reasoning for that is this breakout of 96 or this breakdown of 90, that's going to be decided by people who are about to trade. It's just all the buyers and sellers meeting, and it's what they decide to do in an aggregate sense. So unless you know what literally everyone is about to do and when they're going to do it and the size that they're going to do it, you don't know. It's just, that's the unknown variables of trading and investing, is prices go up and down by everyone in aggregate deciding is there more or less bullish or bearish aggression. So this idea of predicting, it's literally trying to predict the next bar is literally the same as saying everyone who trades at 1051, like, you know what they're going to do in net. You just don't. I ran a ton of data through Claude. It told me probabilities of 20, 50-point drops significantly after 11 a.m. and my setups drop below 40% success, especially on Fridays. That makes sense because like we know large institutions trade in the first hour. So that it's interesting that with your systems, you can see the success rate. Like that's the valuable thing. But it's well known that the ranges really, really decrease, and the movement, then the volatility and the, I guess the momentum of these movements really decreases after the first hour. That's like just a well-known aspect of the market. What's really interesting there is what it does for you and your trading. I find that a lot of my trading strategies also, I find that the prime time to trade them is between 10 and 11:30. And now, how crazy is that? That we had this huge movement, and now basically from 10:30 to this moment, we've done nothing. I mean, that's the 15-second chart, so it makes it look like it. But same thing here. We sold off until like roughly 10:30, and since then, just nothing. Just no huge movement, aggressive seller in the market. We like pinpointed it perfectly. Like we saw it play out in options. Once again, I don't know why the person did what they did, but they did, and they did it with crazy size. And then they finished up what they were doing, and now we're just going flat, and we have to just wait. We might go flat for the rest of the day. There might be a recovery. I'm surprised that it didn't attempt to touch this, like the obviously green to red test, no bounce at all. I'm surprised red to green, which would be 732.07, 777.88. Like we just cut right through that. I guess technically it was a third test break, one test. What do we have here? The 1 minute 50 EMA is 176. A technical high above that is 193, and then the 100 is 200. So that zone before, when I was saying 190 to 210, it's now shifting down from roughly like 180. So I still care about like this like 20-point region above us. And when I say I care about it, that's the level. It's resistance. I want to know if we break it or do we get rejected. It is shifting down though as we trade at these lower levels for quite a bit of time. I'm not seeing any the last time big orders were hitting NQ was back at 1041. No big orders, and we're also perfectly going sideways. A little bit of a mini technical breakout at 176, a little bit of a mini technical breakdown at 140, and we're literally just going sideways. Wow. This isn't even a big order. This is just how light the book is. That seems dramatic, and I guess in terms of price it is, but that was not a sizable order right there. It would have showed up if it was. That was literally just how weak the book was on the bid side. It just so easily cut through it. A rather small order sent it from 160 to 140. What are we doing? 1054. Oh. This got pouring real quick. This went from crazy to actually watching paint dry. Are equities moving? AMD did pop, kind of giving some back. SanDisk is trying to recover. Micron's up a little bit. Netflix was green, slightly red. Maybe a crack here going on. Maybe a crack. What's the pressure? Nasdaq is still flat. Ooh, Mag 7 is still bleeding. S&P 500 trend, a little bit of a push to the downside. Not as crazy as it was before. Wow, it's actually insane of how like just it was like a switch just flipped. Crazy opening action, crazy post 10 a.m. movement, 10:30 hits, and we just got stuck. Just got absolutely stuck. Absolutely stuck. right, maybe I just set alerts. Like the thing to do is probably just set alerts and then just wait for them to go off. You don't want to be trading stuff out of boredom. Never really ends that well. I'm waiting either for this little mini range breakout or the well, as we speak, it might be a little mini range breakdown. Maybe. I mean, you can see the book map above my head. There's quite a few buyers at the overnight low around 125. We didn't quite get there yet. We got to 129-ish. So we were about like 5 points above it, the intraday low, I think. Yeah, 128, 129, whatever. Yeah, 129 was the low. So we didn't quite hit the overnight low. Oh, I'm seeing pressure on the S&P 500. I'm seeing pressure. No diamonds, no pressure, folks. Just range bound. You got to just wait. You just got to wait. That's kind of it. I mean, we went from craziness to absolutely nothing. So, I mean, I don't want to necessarily repeat myself, but just in case maybe you're tuning in right now, the right move, in my opinion, is literally nothing. If you're already luckily green and it's a Friday, don't ruin your weekend. Keep your accounts green and step away. If for some reason you really want to trade or you haven't traded yet and you still feel like there's a move here, you have to have that patience for something to actually develop because nothing's been developing since 10:30. So for the recovery, you could try the breakout, and obviously your risk would be the intraday low. If it breaks down, your risk would be that recent high from like whatever 1040-ish, whatever the high was on the SPY and the Qs. Obviously, if you're bearishly minded, you don't want it to recover above 800. If you are bullishly minded, you want it to recover above 800. Obviously, if we hold below the intraday low, that's very bearish. Maybe there's a wick, like we can see fake outs, that's possible, but this is now becoming like we're just literally watching paint dry. And the craziness of it was this huge order from 10:07 to about just past 10:30. Huge amounts of call selling and put buying. And then the algo got turned off right past 10:30. You could see right where it started at roughly 10:07, turn off just past 10:30, about a 20-minute program. And then that was it. Like then they did what they needed to do, and that was their move. It seems to be coming up for that next test to the lower side. We're testing, but we're also at the start of a new hour. We're almost at 11 a.m., a minute out. Sometimes there are trades, once again, at algorithms. Like, think about it from a human perspective. People just code and be like, okay, run at 10:30, run at 10:50. Like, running at a whole new hour or half hour is kind of a common thing. Kind of a common thing. Well, we'll see. We just pierced the new intraday low. Just pierced it. Is it going to go? Actually, that wasn't a bad short, I suppose. This break at 10:54. You could be like, okay, it swept this low. You have that high. I don't know. I'm not. We're right at the overnight low now. Oops. Reload. What happened here? Oh, it's just tough to, like, I can't bring myself to chase it because it's negative gamma above, positive gamma below. Just can't bring myself to do it. All right, folks. I mean, if you see the opportunity, I guess take advantage of it. But also, I would highly, highly recommend about just waiting. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'll probably not trade at all. But if I do, like, hopefully it's just not a trade out of boredom. Hopefully it's just like an actual trade because there's an actual setup. But we went from a plentiful amount of opportunity to all of a sudden a bunch of nothing, a bunch of hogwash. Just got to wait. Just got to wait. Just got to wait. That's what I have for you. Obviously, shout out to everyone who participated in Payday Friday. Shout out to TPT. Don't forget to use that code Goonie. Shout out to Vanquish. Don't forget to use that code Goonie. And other than that, we'll be posting some content over the weekend, and then I will be we'll be streaming once again on Monday. And actually, we have a specialty stream for you on Monday. So I think you guys are really, really going to like it. I'll tweet about it over the weekend so you guys know what's going on. I just want to make sure everything is a bit confirmed. So make sure you're paying attention to the Twitter account over the weekend. Appreciate all the good vibes. I will catch you